Hello everyone, this is Khushbu Singhvi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm sharing 5 super simple styling hacks for humidity and monsoons which actually work. Okay, so this video is going to be really short and quick, and I'll quickly share the 5 simple styling hacks that honestly work so well in humidity. But before that, please give me 30 seconds for this little rant. If you have never lived in one of the southern states or in Goa or Mumbai, some place like that, or Kolkata for that matter, then you really don't know what real humidity is. I've lived in Delhi for a long time, and I've lived in Jaipur all my life, and I've also lived in Mumbai and Goa for a very, very long time. And trust me, it's a huge difference. I cannot compare the humidity in these two places at all. And we live in humidity for a huge, in fact, most of the year. So it's crazy for us. And in monsoons, it just gets super crazy. Okay, so I know how easy it is for me to handle my curls while I'm in Jaipur versus when I am here. All right. So yeah, any which way, that is just something I wanted to say. And now let's quickly get into the hacks. So the first styling technique that 100% works in monsoon is layering up your gels. This is not the first time I'm saying it. I've shared about this multiple times on my Instagram and on my YouTube as well. However, I understand that layering up gels increases the drying time. So I'll tell you a simple hack that you can follow. But before that, follow this method only if you're somebody who do not do a lot of midweek washes. You just wash your hair once a week and you want your hair to look good for the next 4, 5, 6 days. Okay, only then it is worth your time, otherwise it's not. So this is something I recommend. Or if you're going for a special event or a party where you really want your hair to hold up super well. Okay, so what you need to do is, first you need to use a leave-in of your choice. Whatever leave-in works for you, use it. Then follow it up with a medium to strong hold gel, but which is non-drying, something like the FMC jelly, the Ashba gel, or the curl up gel. Okay, something like this, which is not a very strong hold gel, doesn't give a very strong cast, but still have decent hold and is non-drying. All right, after this, plop your hair for around 10 minutes at least. If plopping works for you, even 15 minutes is fine. So 10 to 15 minutes, plop your hair. Now this helps in removing all the excess water from your hair before using the second layer of gel. So the drying time definitely reduces significantly. However, it's still monsoons, you're still layering up your gel, and drying will take time, but yes. So after that, remove your plop, and if you wish, you can wait for another 10-15 minutes, but that's it. And then apply your strong hold gel. Now honestly, in India at this time, there are hardly any stronghold gel left. The one I used to love a lot was the Manetain stronghold gel, but after they've changed the formulation, it is not as stronghold, unfortunately. But for this layering thing, it works. Okay, otherwise the older formulation would work by itself in monsoons, and last year I spoke a lot about that gel. But any which way, so the gel I recommend here is still the Manetain hold gel, because we do not have a lot of stronghold gels in India. So yes, now in case monsoons last for a very small time where you live, or it's not as humid for a longer time, you do not really need to go and buy any of the gels which you don't have. Just try out this method with the gels that you have. Whatever you have in hand, try it out. It will still work great. But if you're somebody who live in high monsoons area where the monsoons are really long, humidity is crazy, and you always having trouble with the gels you have, you can definitely try adding 1 or 2 gels that I've mentioned here, like whichever you feel like adding, and that will really, really help. Now this method I'll also recommend only for people who do not have fine or very fine hair. Like if you have medium to thick hair, it's perfectly fine. It's going to work beautifully for you. 100% give it a try, and it is going to work. It's just that it does increase the drying time a little. However, plopping helps with it, but it still takes longer to dry. So diffusing is something that I really recommend when you're using this method. Also use this method only when you have the time. You don't have to go out somewhere with your wet hair. You have the time to dry it, only then use this. But it works, guys, I promise. Okay, now the second styling method is, now this is something that even the finer hair people can use. I'm not talking about the very fine hair people, but fine hair, all right? And otherwise also fine, medium, thick, everyone can use this. The drying time here is much lesser than the first method, and this also works beautifully. And I'm talking about mousse gel mousse. That is, apply your leave-in as usual, and if your hair is not very dry, you can even skip on leave-in altogether, and then apply your mousse, whichever mousse works for you. If you have medium to thick hair, Ashba mousse is a great choice. Otherwise, even Sugarboo mousse is very nice. You can use any of these mousses or any mousse that you have at home. Just try out with that. So you can use any mousse of your choice, and then follow up with a gel. Now you you can use a medium to strong hold gel or a strong hold gel. I've already shared the recommendations for these. So use any of those gels or any gel that you have and then follow it up again with a mousse. This sandwich method works beautifully in monsoons. My hair do not feel heavy in spite of using so many products. Hair dries much faster as compared to, when I was layering up two gels. This is a much faster drying and hair also feels lighter and they really remain good for. So this is something I'll 100% recommend. Okay, now let's move on to the styling tip number 3. This is for people who do not like to layer so many products, who do not want to, do so much, who just want quick wash days but still want good looking hair. So luckily now we have hold sprays in the market. Get a good hold spray. Like I really like the Bee Blunt hold spray and the Manetain one is also very nice. So try out any spray. So what you have to do here is use your normal leave-in cream, whatever you are using. Follow this up with a good stronghold gel, again whichever you have, medium to strong or stronghold gel. All right, and after that let your hair dry usually or diffuse, like whatever you want to do. Try to not disturb your hair much while they are drying. Try not moving out in the rains or in humidity while you're drying. Please, if you have to go out, just use a diffuser. 30 to 40 minutes you will be able to dry your hair. Okay, so dry them completely. Once they are dry, then use a spray. Okay, now this hold spray is going to act as an added layer of protection for your hair. This is using much less products but almost achieving the same results that we did in the first two ways. All right, and it works beautifully. So you can 100% try this hack. Now with hold sprays, one thing is there, Bee Blunt you cannot use on wet hair. Okay, don't even try. It will really make your hair messy. However, the Manetain one can be used on wet hair as well. But if you're using it for this hack to make your hair last longer in monsoons, I will recommend using it on your dry hair. For other times when you want to just use it as a styler or you want a light gel, you can use the Manetain hold spray on your wet hair as well as the only gel also if you want to. But for this particular hack, use it only on your dry hair. That is when it works the best. Okay, now the fourth styling hack or tip I would say that I'm talking about is using a sealant oil. I know guys, I know that you might be thinking using oil in monsoons can be a bad idea, but it's not. Trust me when I'm saying that. I do not like to use heavy creams in monsoons. They do not work for me, but a lightweight sealant oil works beautifully. Now what happens in monsoons is because of so much of humidity around, it tries to suck in all the moisture from your hair. But when you're using a good sealant oil, it kind of prevents that to a large extent. The oils I recommend for this is something like an argan oil or grapeseed oil. Please use only sealant oils, not like coconut oil. It's not going to work then. All right, so what you have to do this, you can add it at any step. Maybe after your leave-in, just take like one drop on both the sides and add and then follow up with your gel. Okay, for me this technique works the best, but if you wish to use it after your gel, you can do that as well. You wish to use it before your leave-in, you can do that as well. But for me, what I've seen is what works best is when I use it after the leave-in. So it locks in that moisture that the leave-in has provided and it does not affect the gel hold much. So yeah, this is what I personally do and this is really a game changer. Try to use a sealant oil between your leave-in and gel and you will see how beautifully it works in monsoons. Okay, the last and final tip for monsoons, which is actually for all those people who work out, who need to do a lot of midweek wash days because of their lifestyle routine, whatever it is, and who do not have time to actually use a leave-in and a gel and dry their hair. ये सब कुछ करने का time नहीं है. So this is what you need to do just for all your midweek wash days. Do not stress. Just use a co-wash or a moisturizing shampoo, whatever you want. Follow this up with a good mousse or a serum gel. Like I would recommend the Sugarboo Mousse or the Ashba Mousse or the Ashba Serum Gel, or you can also use the Curl Co cream. Like use this one and done styler after your co-washing. This is the quickest wash day. And in monsoons also, with this you will have decent looking 2-day curls, because when you're working out, when you are sweating a lot for any reason, with the humidity is very high and you have to wash your hair very often and you are not looking for that strong hold, but you still want your curls to look nice, you do not have the time to do all the other things but still want decent looking curls, trust me, this works fantastic. This works really nice and you have decent looking curls for 2 days. If you want, here what you can do is you can add a sealant oil before applying your mousse and it works so beautifully, guys. You have to give it a try to know what I'm saying. My only tip here will be, when you're using a mousse, squeeze out all the excess water. Do not apply mousse on very wet dripping hair. All right, even for serum gel, in fact, you can squeeze out water and then just use a mousse or a serum gel, all the cocoa or the curl co cream, and trust me, your hair will dry up super quick. The results will be beautiful, and adding that sealant oil will really help. Okay, so if you want, you can do that. If you do not want, you can skip on that. But yes, this wash day is super quick, super nice, super helpful, works fantastic in monsoons, and you can definitely give it a try. So yeah guys, that's it for this video. I really hope that these tips will help you in achieving great looking curls in this crazy monsoon and humid weather. And yeah, happy curls to you.